What's going on, guys? This is Ian coming back at you with another video, and today I'm doing something that I don't do very often. This is the Nux, or Nux, however you want to say that, the Nux Efx B-5RC wireless unit. And I have had it for maybe a couple of weeks now. I've had, I think, enough time to use it at home on some practice amps and use it here in the studio and working with some stuff here, and I think it's great. Let's get into what it looks like. So you get this nice case. So we'll start here. Comes in this case. It's a nice kind of like a tweed type of thing going on. The cool thing with this case is that the case is actually powered. So if you can see right here, this is a powered section, and you actually have the mini USB plug for the actual case. Now this button that you'll see here is, you push this button, if I can hit it here, and it will tell you if the case is obviously charged or not, which is super awesome. With a lot of wireless units, you're either switching batteries constantly, or with some of them, you get a good lithium ion battery in it, and it might last you a long time. This, in my opinion, is great. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a guru when it comes to wireless units. I've only played a select few. I have not played a ton of them, so take my views with however you want, I guess. Upon opening the case, this is what you got here. You have obviously a charging cable. You have the unit itself. This one is the transmitter, and this is the receiver here. So for anybody who doesn't understand, transmitter goes into your guitar, receiver goes into your amp or pedal board or audio interface or whatever you're using to receive that signal. The cable, it's simple. It's the mini USB cable, except it comes with two ends to it, which is great because then you can charge the actual units, the transmitter and the receiver. You can charge them separately if you want to, or you can just leave them in the case and plug the case in itself. Here's what you got. You literally just slide them all out, and that's what they look like. They are not very big. They're literally about the length of my finger and change. It's pretty small, and I think that's awesome. The weight on it is only about 68 grams. So very, very light. I believe it's 2.4 gigahertz, 24-bit, 44.1 kilohertz, if I remember right. And I think that they're great. I know I already said that, but I think this is awesome, and it's an awesome alternative to anybody who wants a wireless unit but is kind of too scared to use some of the old school units that are maybe a little cheaper, and they don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on a new one like a Shure GLXD or something like that. Those are $300 to $500. If you don't want to spend that kind of a money, you can definitely get something like this, because these actually, from everything that I've seen, I believe these kind of go for about as low as $130 to $200. I'd say it's a good range right there. I only paid, I think, maybe 160 something for them. Money very well spent, I will say that, definitely. The battery life on them is about 4 hours of non-stop play. Anybody who's playing more than 4 hours, I don't know what to do. Go home, all right, because everybody's tired. 4 hours is plenty long enough. The case itself, once it is fully charged, will get you 15 hours of charge time. You should be able to charge these at least 3 times in that before you have to actually charge the case itself, which is awesome. And if you're getting 4 hours out of it, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna get plenty of playing time out of these with very minimal charge time. Anybody who's on the road or anybody who's playing kind of average size clubs and stuff like that, I think these are great. The range on these is, I think, as little as 50 feet and I believe as great as I think 100 feet, if I remember correctly. Now, 100 feet would be in the most optimal conditions. Just a wide open stage, open space, no walls, nothing like that. That would probably be your best conditions for 100 feet. Now, we'll test that. We'll see how far we can get them where I'm at in our little studio here, and then we'll do a test every 10 feet until it starts breaking up. Another cool thing about this unit is that it has an auto sleep feature. So the auto sleep kicks in after 10 minutes of not playing. So if it has zero activity for 10 minutes, it'll automatically just kind of put itself to sleep, which is great. It's a battery saver. That's awesome. Another really cool thing is when you have it plugged in and you hit this button again, what it does is it simulates a cable, which I think is really, really cool. You have your wireless tone, and with some wireless units, you get your tone gets a little colored at sometimes. Same thing that happens like with certain gates that you use in your signal chain. They kind of color your tone a little bit. So you can switch from your regular tone or your wireless tone to their cable tone, which obviously is supposed to simulate a high-end cable, which I think is really neat. And it is a slight tone difference. And I think for me, I actually prefer the non-cabled tone better. I think this is a great unit. And most of us that are gigging on the weekends or doing anything, the working man's band, I guess, you're not playing huge arenas, you're not playing huge places. 50 feet is more than enough than what you're going to need. You're not probably going to be more than 50 feet away from your amp. In my opinion, it is a fantastic unit. I like it. Now, let's get into all the nerdy stuff. So, I'm going to switch you guys over to all this, and we'll get going. All right, as you can see, this is a very, very small unit here. I just have it plugged in, and you can have it angled any which way you want to. If you want to be a real hard ass about it, you could probably duct tape it or whatever the hell you want to do to your guitar. If you have a big problem with it, stick it in there. You'll see it really doesn't cause any kind of a headache when it comes to space. Now, I always have my guitar in the classical position when I play, and I don't have any problems with it. It hasn't gotten in my way. Seems pretty durable so far. I really have no complaints. Let's see what it sounds like. I have it obviously hooked into my Solar E1.7 FBB guitar. It is tuned to drop A, so it's A, E, A, D, G, B, E. Standard 7-string with a dropped B string to A. I'm using my Hughes & Kettner Switchblade TSC 100 out of a JCM 900 B cab. I have a mic'd up with a Shure SM57. It is going through my Furman pedal board, my SPB8 Furman powered pedal board. And in my signal chain right now, there is a Boss NS2, a Horizon Devices Precision Drive. Next is a Korg Pitch Black, a Boss Harmonist, a Mark Tremonti Morley wah pedal, and that is it. And then it goes right to the receiver of the wireless unit. Let's see what it sounds like. So as you can see, there's not really any latency issues at all. I don't feel like it's off really by anything at all. It says that it's under 5 milliseconds, which to your ears is pretty much nothing anyways. I have no problems or complaints. It's doing fine. It's doing fine for me. I mean, granted, right now I am probably, I don't know, 6 feet from the receiver at the moment. It's fine. One of the things that I always am curious of with wireless units is if it will pick up the low notes from playing as low as what I'm doing right now. That's always kind of a big problem because some of them sound a little farty, some of them sound a little wishy-washy, and I'm always weird about wireless units because you never know how they're gonna go. But this one, I have no complaints so far. Also, I just want to point out that right now I'm just using the camera's microphone. None of this is running through anything post right now. So it's just the camera microphone. So if it sounds a little not that great, you know, that's why. All right, guys. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you guys a distance test with this Nux system, and we'll see how far we can take it. Right now, I have my phone crudely hooked up to the headstock of my guitar, and I have my interface and my mic's running, so we're gonna record and see what we can get. So I have the floor marked. I know you guys can't see it, so let's just take a walk. Right now, this is at 10 feet. 20 feet. 30 feet. This is 40 feet. Right now, we're not experiencing any latency or anything like that whatsoever. 50 feet. Still sounds nice and good. Might be maybe the slightest touch of latency, maybe, but there is a wall in between us right now. But, I mean, nothing that's going to cause a problem. All right, this is us at 60 feet. Honestly, it's less latency than there was at 50 feet. So this thing is actually rated for 50 feet. Right now we're at 60 feet and it's doing just fine. So let's go outside and we're going to have another wall between us and the system. Let's see what it does. This is at 70 feet, 80 feet. Now, I can hear this from outside the building still, and it doesn't sound like there's any latency or any problems like that at all. So far, so good. That's 80 feet right here, so I can still hear it. It still sounds pretty good. Keep going. Now, I can still hear it very faintly inside, so there are two walls in between us. It might be giving the slightest bit of latency right now. I really can't tell since there's traffic. I can hear it shaking the building still. I can still hear it. It's shaking the room pretty well right now. Yep, so good. I can't hear it really anymore at this point, so. Okay, But we're gonna stop it here because I don't care who you are or what stage you're playing on, you are definitely not 150 feet from your amp or your pedal board or whatever your receiver is, wherever it's at. So most of us will be in the, more than likely, the 10 to 20 feet range from where our signal path is gonna lay and where our transmitter and receiver are gonna be. I guarantee that you're probably not gonna be 150 feet from it with two walls in front of you as well. All right, guys, yeah, you heard the test. We did this from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, all the way up to 160 feet. It started to break up at about 150. I ran it another 10 feet to see, if it was just anything else. And it started to shit out at 150 and definitely 160 and everything like that. So 140 feet was actually still perfect. It was nice and clear. Like you heard on the recordings, I didn't feel like there was any latency issues. I'm running it through my signal chain, and there were two walls between me and the unit itself. So 140 feet with all that going on, no tone degradation or latency issues. I want to say no significant tone degradation or latency issues. I'm really impressed with this thing. And if you are trying to get a wireless unit on a budget, I would highly advise you get one of these because this thing is amazing. You can spend, $300, $400, $500 and get yourself a nice wireless system if that's what you want to do. If you're really super worried about it, go ahead. But honestly, for the money, and this is definitely a great bang for your buck. You can see there, it's just awesome. It comes with everything you need. The case is nice. It feels nice and heavy duty. Sometimes when you get these, the zippers kind of suck. I feel like this one's pretty good. Everything about this unit I like, and I will actually be using this in my live rig setup. I don't have any reason not to. And I just want to say I'm not sponsored by Nux in any way whatsoever. So I bought this with my own money because I wanted to try something out. I wanted a wireless unit. I wanted one that wasn't going to break my bank, and this definitely is not. You can get this online, I believe, as cheap as $130-ish. I've seen them go up to about $200. I paid $160 something, I think, for mine after everything. So definitely going to save you probably $200 when it comes to like a good wireless system. Guys, this thing is awesome. Go out, get yourself one if you're looking to get a wireless system and not break the bank. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and definitely think about subscribing to our page. I don't do gear demo videos very often, but when I do, I try to do at least decent ones, and I hope you guys dug this one. If there was anything else that you want me to try, or if there was anything else that I missed, please just let me know in the comments. I haven't done, like I said, a lot of gear demo videos, so these are kind of newer to me. I'm doing them as best I can. So if there's anything that you guys want me to touch up on or clarify or anything like that, just let me know. I'll be happy to do so. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Go out and get yourself one of those systems, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.